show you a little of the techniques. When you're pulling the lace, now I'm working with a piece of fabric on top of the lace shaping board, and I'm pulling the lace a little bit taut, not tight, but taut. I want it to be good and snug against this board. And when I come around the curves, I put a few more pins in than I did on the diamond because we want that curve to be just perfect. And I'm pulling it just a tiny bit taut, not tight, but I do want it taut on the board. And you see I'm putting more pins in when I go around a curve. All right, here is my point right here. I'm going to put a pin at the top, and I'm going to put a pin at the bottom because I can see the top and the bottom through this lace shape, through this fabric on the lace shaping board. I'm going to bring it back on itself, remove the top pin, and get ready to come around and do the other side. Now the thread that I like to pull the best, to pull my lace shaping heart in is the one that makes a scallop on the top on the heading of the lace. Now watch, I'm going to pull it, and just like magic it lays down. Now that one was on the lace shaping board. I'm going to come in here. I've done this one on the blue board, and let me pull this thread again to make it lay down just like magic. And I told you I like to pull the other side so I won't just accidentally pull the whole thread out. And the gathering threads on French laces are built into the front. Isn't that fun to see that done? Okay, now let me show you. Let's come down here to the bottom. Because I've got to do that bottom little miter just like we did on the diamond. Okay, pin at the top, and then what am I going to do? I can't pull it back on itself. I'm going to hold it and turn it back on itself this way. Another perfect miter. I'll just get another pin here so my fingers won't get in your way. Another perfect miter is folded in. Now you're going to need to get it off the board before you sew it, I promise you. Okay, the perfect miter has been folded. I've pulled the threads, and then what you're going to do next is to do a little bit of spray starch. I'm not going to spray right here. A little bit of spray starch, and I'm going to use, I have my iron. This is one of the reasons you use glass head pins, because I'm going to iron right on top of those pins before I remove it from the board. I do need to spray starch it, and I'm ironing with a dry iron, but if you want to, you can use a little steam, but eventually you have to get it completely dry before you remove it from the board. Now then, let me show you with the pin stuck in, how do you remove it from the board? You're going to, after you've pressed it, you're going to take a few pins at a time, out. You hang on to it, and you come in here and pin it flat. All right, I'm going to take out a few pins at a time. Now remember, I should have spray starched and pressed this, and it'd be nice and flat. That's one of the reasons you spray starch and press. You take out a few pins at a time, and you come in and pin it flat. That's the way you remove it from the board. We certainly need to know how to get it off the board. Okay, there's my press cloth. Then you remove it from the board, and this shows that it has been zigzagged, although I really do love to. This is just if we're going to use a heart. Now let's ask a question. What if I would like to have a heart like this, which has double needle pin tucks in the middle of the heart? Well, it's called you sew the outside first. When I removed it from the board and went to the sewing machine, I sewed the outside first. Let me just show you. I've got an example here. I sewed the outside first, except the example's not here. Oh, yes, it is. I sew the outside first, and then I come in and very carefully cut a hole in the middle. Yes, I'm going to cut the whole thing out. Cut a hole in the middle, and I'm going to cut all of this away, and then I bring my double needle pin tuck strip in after I cut the whole strip away, everything, and I bring the double needles in behind the double needle pin tucks, the strip, and then I wing needle entredot or pin stitch or zigzag to attach the double needle strip, and then I come in behind and trim it again. And that's all there is to making a lace heart.